After we were surfing all morning and we were absolutely exhausted, we spent the afternoon in Newquay. So that's the little town I was talking to you about, which is kind of the main city in Cornwall. We just went through about 50 different surf shops because I needed to get gloves. And for some reason there is like a national wetsuit and accessories shortage in the UK. So we literally couldn't find any gloves anywhere apart from the very last shop. So finally I got some good gloves, but it's just really nice to have a walk around because there's so many cool shops. It's very cute, it's very picturesque, and just a lovely to be around, especially when it's such nice weather and there's lots of people now because it's bank holiday weekend, so it was really nice. And now we've come to Fistral Beach, which is kind of the main beach in Newquay. It's where all the surf is happening, or most of the surf, because they get a good swell here. And there's also a little restaurant and little shops, and it's very busy now. It's a Saturday afternoon and everyone is around and is out and about enjoying the sunshine. So it has a really good vibe. There's lots of pizza and fish and chips and beers and everyone's sitting outside. So it's really cool. And I think we're just gonna sit in the sun for a bit and then head back home and have some dinner ourselves and maybe sit in the garden. So after our last surf session in the morning, we really felt it in our muscles and decided to do a little trip in the afternoon. Unfortunately, it was so windy that you can't really hear what I'm saying here, so I'm just gonna tell you. We drove right down to the southeastern tip of Cornwall and came to St. Michael's Mount, which is basically a castle in the sea. So St. Michael's Mount is this island basically, which has, I think, a church on top. And where we're standing now usually is covered by sea. So when the tide comes in, this will all be flooded and it will look like a proper island. But when it's low tide, you can walk across the pebbles and you can go and actually go on the island and have a wander around and have a look. And it's quite suspicious because I must say, there is something very similar to this in France, and I'm not sure who did it first. So there's Mont Saint-Michel in the north of France. I've actually been there, and it looks very, very similar. It's an island with a big church on it, and there's a pathway you can walk when there's low tide. So I'm not sure who was there first, St. Michael's Mount or Mont Saint-Michel. Who knows? We'll find out. So when we tried to get onto the island, they wouldn't let us because there's a film crew and they're filming for something. They wouldn't tell us what it is. So we took a little break and went and sat in this lovely cafe, which is right in front of St. Michael's Mount, with an amazing view over the island and the coastline. And being in Cornwall, we of course had to have a scone with Cornish clotted cream, which you definitely have to try when you're here. And about 90 minutes later, the path is already completely covered in water, so quite a few people had to run over it or pull up their pants to get on the other side without being completely soaked. So it changes very quickly. When you come here, definitely stay around for a bit and you will likely see both low and high tide, which is super cool to see. In the meantime, a quick Google search told us what the connection is between the French version and the English version. Or at least we could find out that they are somehow connected, or at least inspired by each other. And I think the French one was there first. The English one is much smaller and has much less tourists. And they're both churches and are still very important for pilgrims to visit. And with this view of St. Michael's Mount, I will say goodbye to you from Cornwall. We had a lovely 3 days here. I hope you enjoyed this little video. Let me know if you have any questions, just pop them in the comments and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. See you guys soon. Bye.